Hello, everyone. This is Brandy with Tribal Awakening Ministries, and I'm proud to present this reading for you guys today. This is a twin flame soulmate reading, and I have come up with this little spread for the divine masculine and divine feminine overall read, and this is what I call the cross that they bear spread. So here in the center, we have the energy of 4 cards here. We have the energy right here. The card between them is considered card 9. This is card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, right? So right here, we have the divine masculine. What's in his headspace, what he's thinking about, what he's bringing down to earth, what he's contemplating. So over here for the divine feminine, we have her headspace, what she's contemplating, what she's experiencing, and how she's moving through. The divine masculine and the divine feminine today are telling a story basically from each perspective, and they are also in this reading, they are also speaking together with the influence of the angels deck that I'm using here. This is by Jody Baczynski Barbisi. The influence of the angels deck here. I'll turn it this way so you can see it. So today the message is going to start out, okay? And in the center, this is what's between them, and what right here, the 2 cards underneath the Justice card would be the 6 of Wands and the Chariot, which is what the divine masculine wants and what the divine feminine wants and what covers them. This is actually the Alchemy card. So here, this is card number 12. This is also the lesson. This right here is the lesson between them, which would be the Hierophant. These cards are a little shiny, sorry. Okay, so underneath we have the overall energy, which is going to be inevitably the final message here. And so I went ahead and when I pulled these cards this morning, I was really channeling these energies. So I've been sitting here resonating with them for a while, and so I'm going to go ahead and deliver the message for you guys. I was just going to tap into the energy and see what was going on, because we do have the full moon in Leo. We have the full moon in Leo happening right now, and so I wanted to see what was going on in this energy and how the messages Spirit wanted me to convey them to you today. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right on in, and I'm going to start with this reading. So the divine masculine's inner child. The divine masculine's inner child is in the Page of Swords, is becoming inspired by curiosity to learn and to gain knowledge about many things around him, as if he's opening his eyes for the first time. The bubble is signifying this quick ability to learn that some things that glitter are not gold. Okay, here next to that, we have the 7 of Cups. And so the message for the 7 of Cups is that he's seeing clearly. He holds in the new Ace of Cups, but he's not exactly looking at it. It's there. He's contemplating it, but he's not exactly looking at it. He knows it's there, but which one does he choose? Which choice does he make? Maybe he had just glanced at the one with the cherub holding and decides within that memory that the cherub and the cup spark within him. Maybe a distant memory strikes within him. Now he's really deep in thought. It's triggering an emotional response to look away. He's envisioning possibilities and daydreaming. Out of the corner of his eye, the divine masculine is spying on his divine feminine. He's thinking of possibilities, daydreaming. His thoughts drift to her, wondering if she's taking risks. The high priestess next to him He's trusting his intuition. The high priestess, the empress of his heart, he's looking over at her. Blind, little fool she is sometimes, strong and courageous she is in her passions. His thoughts drift to her, wondering if she's taking risks she should not be taking. It is his divine feminine making the right choices and trusting her higher self. In the material world, he's handling business, reinventing his life, understanding that his past has made him who he is, and he's realizing some success to the process. He's building upon his success, and he is trusting his intuition as he ventures into his visions to manifest them with victory. The divine masculine wants to keep his eye on the prize, and he's trusting his intuition to guide him into the future, into victory. With the Six of Wands, this is what the divine masculine really wants. So I'm going to hold these two cards back. I'm going to go ahead and continue to channel. I'm going to go ahead and move on. The divine feminine is in her strength. She's in her courage. The divine feminine is in strong matriarch energy, nurturing and loving her family. Supportive energies of creation, strength, courage, passion, com- completion, and vitality. She is the energy. She is in the energy of assisting others, and she's tuned in empathetically to the call of her own heart and her own nature. The divine feminine is thriving right now. She's returning. She's returning in kind and in nature. Energies that she is in energy her in her energies, she's in her forgiving nature. The Queen of Cups is very forgiving. The divine masculine is also looking toward the divine feminine for forgiveness as well. Maybe for the fact that at one point he wasn't trusting his own intuition about the connection between them. Self-deception. The divine masculine wants to ask the divine feminine to forgive him for his own self-deception within this connection. But anyway, she is in kind energies and she is in a forgiving energy toward others. She's grown and learned to tame the beast within herself, and she understands the lessons that she's endured. To learn what her truest desires have been, now she has the ability to control her emotions, create her immediate future, and how time stands still. She understands that time stands still for no man or woman because she is the Empress. She understands when not to confuse the strength of compassion with weakness of sentimentality. She is the Empress and the fool who loves to fool the fool. When a lovely challenge arrives, she needs no one to worry on her part. If anyone ever feel threatened, the divine feminine is the fool that fools the fool. The divine masculine wonders if the divine feminine is standing in her own, protecting herself from the wayward travelers that try to get inside of her energy, to kind of get inside of her bubble. The divine masculine wonders this while he's away from her. The divine feminine, in response, is telling the divine masculine that she is the fool that fools the fool. And she is no longer in an energy where she will tolerate someone being unbecoming of her nature. When someone is an effrontery to her nature, she has no problem thwarting the deception away from her. Why is the divine masculine worried about this? Of course, he worries about the divine feminine all the time. He wonders that she might be a damsel in distress. She is the Empress, though, so she needs no worry on her part. She has decided to take abundance, the abundance that Spirit offers her, by the blessings that have been given upon herself and others. She decides that she wants to bestow these gifts that she has been given by spirit onto others, and she's trusting in divine to guide her way, to guide her path here. She's trusting in the divine to guide her path, and so she's telling the divine masculine, I think I've got this. Spirit is guiding her and moving her, and she is not to be deceived. She is not to be deceived. She will not trust anything but her own intuition at this point in time. She's trusting in the divine to lead her. She's trusting and having faith in the unknown right now. Okay, so the thing between them is the fact that divine masculine, divine feminine, they have this energy of deception between them. It's not an energy of the fact of the matter that divine masculine or divine feminine are deceiving each other. They're deceiving themselves. This is the cross that they bear. This is the energy between them. They're both deceiving themselves by assuming that they know that the journey of one another, they know that they're making assumptions by thinking the divine masculine is thinking that the divine feminine can't protect herself from people, possibly karmic partners, karmic situations, trusting herself to move forward in her own creations. The divine masculine is worried about the divine feminine. The divine feminine may spend time worrying about whether or not the divine masculine is coming out of his childlike energy to do the right thing and to grow up, but at the same time, they're making the wrong assumptions about each other right now, which is why this Seven of Swords energy is here between them. While they're hacking into each other's energy, the energy that they're hacking into only gives them one piece of the puzzle. This right here is being alchemized between the masculine energy, and judgment is being mirrored in the truths here. Okay, so this is what is covering. This is what is covering them. This is the cross that they're actually bearing right now within the justice that's being served here. It's them being able to remove that energy of the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Cups being disillusioned by themselves or whatever they're thinking about one another. It's releasing that energy to actually trust in the victories that the divine masculine is looking toward victory. They must learn as this judgment energy or the justice energy comes in that it's being mirrored in the truths here between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. In the divine feminine, you have a Fool, which is a masculine energy. In the divine masculine's side, you have the High Priestess, which is divine feminine energy, sacred feminine energy here. So they're mirroring each other in this energy between them, the cross that they bear of the energy that sits between them at the moment. The justice, this is about them learning to represent moral authority and personal conscience, being responsible. What they don't see is that the other person is doing the work. They're being too worried about one or the other when they can get distracted out of focus. Okay, so this is about being distracted, taking their focus away from what it is that they're supposed to be doing, because they're focusing on each other. But the justice that is being served here is removing this energy of assumptions between them. The masculine wants victory while the feminine moves toward balance with the Chariot energy here. There needs to be an unwavering dependability and trust between the two of them. And the common knowledge here is that why justice is the alchemist of this reading, karma will serve. And justice will serve in the balance. Okay, so with the Hierophant card here at the bottom, this is the lesson. The lesson is about them having faith in themselves in order to take new adventures. The divine masculine is wanting to go on new adventures. He's getting intuitive downloads. He's learning to trust his intuition. He's learning to move toward the things in his life that are presenting challenges with gusto. He's looking at them as not so much as challenges, but something about love and emotions is coming in for the divine masculine to evaluate very heavily. And right now, with the fact that he's trying to move into these new journeys and new victories that are coming for him, he's trusting his intuition to move him forward. He's trusting in spirit. He's wanting to learn more about a skill, a trade, something about the world, travel, and the divine feminine as well. She's starting to take a leap of faith in her creations and moving them forward. And so, underneath the deck here, you have temperance, which is the final message the spirit wanted to leave us with today for the divine feminine and divine masculine read. This is for twin flames. And this is for divine soulmates and divine counterparts, sacred lovers. So, with the last of the message is with temperance. Underneath temperance, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And underneath the Queen of Pentacles, we also have the King of Pentacles. So this is why I say that this is definitely, most definitely, a twin flame read. You have the King and you have the Queen, and what they're manifesting together without even knowing it, what they have between them, removing the self-deceptions in the energy here, and then maybe trying to have faith and trust in one another that each side, the masculine, the feminine, they're all doing the work here. So what this final message is for us is that some things are meant to be known in moderation, which is why temperance is here. We're not meant to know everything about what the divine masculine is doing. The divine masculine is not meant to know what everything that the divine feminine is doing in her life right now. But the point of the matter is that spirit wants us to acknowledge the fact that even though we may not know what the divine masculines are doing in their lives right now, they're moving forward. They are trusting their intuition. They're trusting themselves. They're trusting in this balance that is coming forward to them. They're reflecting on the divine feminine, the life that he could possibly have with her at this moment. He's not necessarily ignoring the cup of love here that the angels are trying to hand him, but more or less maybe trying to figure out how it's all going to work out with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so all that the divine masculine can do right now is trust in his intuition to bring the victories forward. All the divine feminine can do in her energy is to mirror the masculine by having faith as the Fool to not only protect herself, as a lady always must protect herself, but to be seen with a human eye that some realities between the two just cannot be seen. And some things just need to be trusted. And so this is the lesson that the divine masculine and divine feminine are learning right now in this current energy. What is coming to light in this time, in this moment of now, in the moment of this reading. So this reading is also timeless, just so you know. So what is happening here is that the divine masculine and divine feminine need to learn to trust one another because some realities just can't be seen with a human eye. It's about blending things together harmoniously, creating the balance that we desire. It's about being healthy in our behaviors and moderating ourselves and not overindulging in pleasures. Humanity is an experiment, and we have to recognize what is needed to make an experiment a success. This is what is being tempered within the Justice card right now. This is the alchemy of the situation between the divine masculine and the divine feminine in this current energy. Today is also the full moon in Leo, which is bringing forward this energy to spark this change that is happening here. So everything that is currently happening right now is happening in divine timing. But this is what is being alchemized here. This is a message, a twin flame message for the divine collective for the energy of February 8th, 9th, and 10th for February 2020. This has been a message from Tribal Awakening. Thank you for joining my channel. Like, share, and subscribe. And join me again next time. Can't wait to see you guys again soon. Namaste.